Welcome back. Now today is Wednesday and we're taking you to another interesting place in the world for Where's It Wednesday. And in the honor of spooky season, we're heading to the hometowns of all the classic monsters throughout October. So I hope you don't get too wrapped up in today's location because I'm taking you to Egypt to tell you all about the story of the mummy. That's right, we're heading to the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. That's where one excavation jump-started the Western fascination with mummies as monsters. Now, mummification started before the Egyptians brought it into tradition, using this 70-day process as a way to guide souls, usually pharaohs, nobility, officials, and occasionally common people to the afterlife. And pharaohs most commonly were buried in elaborate tombs. Now, the concept of mummies being monsters began to emerge in the 1900s, with literature like a short horror story out of France called The Mummy's Foot, The Ring of Thoth by Arthur Conan Doyle, Dracula author Bram Stoker writing The Jewel of the Seven Stars, and more. Now, these stories predate mummies becoming mainstream monsters. However, the excavation of Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun, his tomb, is the focus of our journey today. In 1922, a group of archaeologists led by Howard Carter unearthed the tomb of King Tut that had previously been left untouched for around 3,000 years. Inside laid gold, over 5,000 artifacts, and supposedly a deadly curse. Now, 3 people of this expedition died within 2 years of unearthing the tomb, and at least 6 people would prematurely follow. And while these deaths have been largely debunked scientifically, the idea of the curse had already gathered steam in the popular media scene. Newspapers worldwide spread the news about the excavation and its discoveries, bringing the legend of a curse set upon people who enter the tomb to the desks of popular authors. The Mummy then became a fixture of the popular monster movie pantheon when the movie The Mummy came out in 1932, and that's around the same time that Dracula and Frankenstein also came out. Now, through this inciting event happened over a century ago, many of the locations do remain accessible. At the center of it lies the city of Luxor. Located off the east bank of the Nile River in Egypt, it's now deemed a UNESCO World Heritage City. Today, tourists can go on a tour to explore 8 tombs of the pharaohs, including King Tut's. Now, this tour begins at the city's heart, at the Luxor Temple, and then the Karnak Temple Complex, renowned for being the great national monument of Egypt and one of a kind. And then a sail across the Nile River will get you to the Valley of the Kings, and that is beholding over 60 different tombs. The most notable of these tombs being King Tut, of course, Queen Nefertari, Ramses II, and many more. And you guys, pun intended all around, because that wraps it up for another edition of Where's It Wednesday. If you have a spooky, legendary hometown you want us to visit, just send us a message on our socials.